Hello guys, Fire Crispy Gaming here, and I am back. I apologize for the long hiatus, but it was out of my control. Now, I know I've been gone for a little over 4 months, and I have not done my daily recordings on this game for a little over 4 months. So, while I'm going to be recording, I am also going to be talking to you guys about what happened. Now, last time I became a spider in Sector 170, which, as it stands, is currently vulnerable to attack. I have not played this game on computer in a while, so let's. I forgot the button to zoom in and out. Okay. So yeah, what happened was how to get into this without getting too personal. So, I'm not exactly the best at getting along with my family, and I have some family members that are, not the greatest. Those of them that might be watching this video know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, great. Okay. Okay, my keyboard's getting sticky. So, yeah. But anyway, we are not here for this. There's my map. We're not here for Sector 170. I want this to be a major sector episode, and we only have one other major sector, the Frozen Forest. I do want to eventually go to Sector 124 and take out that enemy base, but not now. So yeah, we'll take everything we can and bring it to the Frozen Forest. Okay. Well, right now we need to find where the spawn is, and it is up here. Okay. So now that we know where their spawn is, right here, we can set up our defenses accordingly. Now, it does appear that there are two ways that they can go once they have spawned. There's a lot of tight corners, so if I wanted to, I could just put some walls here and some walls I could put some walls here, here, and some walls here with turrets and be alright. But I don't know if this is one with aerial units. I know they have aerial units that would just go. So I want to see if I can find a cutoff point closer to the core. That's kind of difficult. It would be a lot easier to just walls and duos, and scatters. That's how we're gonna do this. Okay. But first, we have to make sure we get some basic minerals going. So we need to try and completely tap this copper vein. There. Now we're going to passively create copper, which will be necessary for our defenses. What the heck is this? It takes sand as ammo, but it doesn't take long to build. It's definitely a modded thing. It seems like it might be ridiculously overpowered. So, anyway, so about what happened, I was not at home for 3 months, and I've been home for a little over a month. Actually, no, wait, I've been home for a month, exactly a month today. But I decided to take a little break from YouTube because I needed it. I needed a break. I had just gone through a stressful experience. I was away from home for 3 months. I was in a place where they send criminals, and my only crime being that I had a low science grade. Wish I was joking. That's how screwed up my situation was. Okay, so if we come up here now, we can start getting the defenses up. We have 4 minutes to do so with the game unpaused. Now, and my cat's getting in my lap. Okay. So, there's just two copper deposits right here. blended. And then there's a lead deposit right here. Okay, so we need to first cobble together a defensive position. While my cat eats my hair. So I think this will be a good wall. Okay, that will be the wall for there, which we will hook up this. And while this builds up, I'm gonna let the cat out my room. Okay, you got one out of my room? Alright. Okay. So, now, it's time for the other side. Now tap this copper source. as much as possible. I don't know why I'm doing this. And it's just quiet since there's no music. This is gonna end out just a huge waste of copper, isn't it? These burglars have to wish for luck that they're not going to have scatters. Or not scatters, air. That are just gonna bypass my defense and just snipe my core. I've played this game on my phone recently and I've encountered that problem. Where I'm failing to set up proper aerial defense, which I do not want to repeat. here's me getting the lead set up while I am a little low in copper. The lead for the scatters. You already know that. You just saw me do it. I need to do this so that way the scatters have ammo. So that way they can shoot down aerial units. I know my defense might be a little overkill, but it's better to overkill than underkill, you know? Get all the... I need to get... No, we just... I know what I could do is get an overflow gate set up. But right now, I'm going to focus on the... Probably I should focus on getting an overflow gate set up. So an overflow gate will help us when we have surplus. Now we want to keep some surplus because we might need the surplus. But we can take some of the surplus copper we're making and run it down not that far. We can run it down to our core. Now I think I'm gonna also add in excess lead to this line. Because while I do not like mixing the lines, it will make this whole thing a lot cheaper. So we'll give scatter defense a little break while we set up the overflow gates. We already have the lead coming in. And the copper. One other thing with copper. So that's good. excess put in, and we're gonna have to do our own little thing here. We're gonna look at this. Look at the excess copper from this side in as well. Thing is, we still have excess lead because of all the excess copper. We don't have infinite space. We are actually flooding with copper. And my keyboard is experiencing issues, but no matter. You can see the lead is getting backed up by the copper, and the copper is getting backed up by the lead. However, this doesn't mean that this is getting slower. Sure, it's slower copper gain and slower lead gain, but we're still gaining resources. Copper and lead gain from the overflow line is practically even. There's just one small problem, and that is the excess copper. We have too much copper in excess that we might actually need to get a junction up. Or no, not a junction. A sorter. I said a sorter. Like a ton of junctions. And with that, we have our lead going through one line and our copper going through another, giving our copper more chances. Now this does mean lead has now officially slowed down. You can get an overflow gate here. Thus eliminating the need for a sorter. With that, our copper and lead production through overflow is evened out. Is evened out and maximized. Of course, that could be a lot faster once I get enough graphite for pneumatic drills, and once I get titanium for titanium conveyors. Now that our defenses are practically maxed out, we should actually max this out a little bit more. And also think about expanding our fences into their territory a little. Okay, and the ones that blew up, the ones that were too far in, we inherited. Now that could turn out to be an issue. This would be how we die. Which means more lines of duos. This will be using our excess supplies and excess stores of copper on this side, where my defenses were weaker because I focused on them less. Well, anyway, those are just gonna get deleted. So Yeah. Now, this side. This is just a big old jumble of copper. That's all that's here. All of that's here is copper. A bunch of it. This is a huge waste of copper. I don't think so. It looks nice. In fact, I could just fill this entire place up with this entire thing up here with copper. Now that would be more of a waste of copper, but you can't deny that it just looks nice. I should get to this side first, and now back to the copper. Now that it actually looks like it's a lot of copper, because it is, we should focus on other resources. I think, despite the fact that we can't really use it for sheer production, or it's not really good straight up resource because we don't really build anything with straight up coal. It'd be nice to still have coal in the core, simply in case of an emergency where we need to extract it. So yeah, research. I will need a lot more copper if I want to get the Leviathan copper wall, which I just accidentally wasted all my copper on. I can use some graphite to research a scorch, and I will get more copper. However, we need to actually start making graphite. And that's what this cold pellet will be used for. I could also start making silicon, but that requires sand, which I'm not seeing any around. Ooh, there's some derelict structures here, though. I will take These scrap walls, these scatters, and these pneumatic drills resources. So, out of all this, I got 74 scrap. Anyway, you can also make some pyrite with coal and sand and power, but I don't have sand. The only power generation is a freaking combustion generator. Ugh. But as I said, I don't need I don't need that. I can't use that stuff here because there is no sand. And I don't exactly have a machine that can. I don't have that crusher machine to crush scrap into sand. I could still get some power set up and create a mender. So that way I don't have to keep coming up here and manually preparing for the fences, which I have to do. Oh god. It would be nice, but it would honestly probably be better for me to build the cavern core. Because while I'm a spider and I can't go over all this stuff and would have to I'd have to navigate it, so that's why I'm not going to do it. But it would be nice for the simple and sole reason of, well, I could repair with that. But one wave 9, let's focus on the graphite production. Which, the first step will be drills. So we'll immediately start the coal production. The distributor set up. Whole thing there. Up here, just in case I need to assist. Okay. Luckily, they barely destroyed anything that time. Now, we just tap all the nodes of ore. Okay, now this will fill up. But it'll be a spiral. I did not know about that whole B thing. That's good to know. Anyway. I know I'll have to, fix this, but like, come on, that can't be satisfying. That can't not be satisfying. You know what? I'm keeping this. I'm keeping it. It's just too satisfying. Now these, I need to tap into these. Nearly untapped resources. Now no longer untapped. And it would be a lot more efficient to create another line. That's what I'm gonna do. This ain't the way. This is. we should get up here and see how well they look. There we go. Now I think I'm gonna do good on copper and lead. Actually good, I'm gonna unlock the arc. And go more towards the Leviathan copper wall. And 6.5 thousand more copper. Anyway, I know I haven't talked much. I don't really talk much. But hold on. I missed a spot. Or several. Anyway. My defenses are pretty defensive. Now, I have, I finished the sector. There's still some untapped copper, lead, and coal. Those three veins are untapped. That vein of lead is used for something else right now. And here's another untapped vein of lead. But I don't need to tap into them. Anyway, new content unlocked. Yes, the pneumatic drill. An amazing device. That I am going to put to use fully. First off, I'm making more graphite because this is. The pneumatic drill is faster than the mechanical drill. The mechanical drill drills 0.36 a second, while the pneumatic drill drills 0.53. If you don't know what that really means, while you would normally have to wait 3 seconds for a mechanical drill to drill up a piece of lead, you'd have to wait a little less than 2 for the pneumatic drill to do the same thing. Now coal, for some reason, drills a little bit slower than other stuffs, but that don't really matter now. Now that we're not really trying to collect that much coal. And even then, it's just by like a point. Just by a small percentage. I think like 2. Now we are lowering up on copper. So it might be good to improve that copper production here. With this pneumatic drill. Although the main thing is probably the fact that the conveyors are just too slow. We don't have titanium conveyors yet. Once we get those, this is gonna just be amazing. we have enough lead to the point where we're completely full up on lead. Should also continue searching for any mechanical drills. I don't see any anywhere, which is good. We are purely pneumatic now. We've maxed out on lead and coal for our current core size. The maximum for the default core size is 4,000. So yeah. We're so close to unlocking the unique copper wall. And now I'm experiencing lag because we're screen check Discord for the people in the stage, which can't include this Discord server now. It's a work in progress. There's no one taken away. So, yes, the server is definitely not completely completed. There's still some things we did to improve it. But it's a community now. Oh my god. I'm not even using my keyboard. Okay. So this gigantic wall is pretty big. This Leviathan wall, rather. Costs 294 copper to build. And it looks like a waffle. But it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is a 7 by 7 of pure copper. Compared, that's the 1 by 1, the 2 by 2, the 3 by 3, and the 4 by 4. The 7 by 7 is very big. So big that I might not actually be using it ever, but I unlocked it. That's the important part. But now that we've got graphite presses, and we also unlocked the crater as an option, I think it's a good idea we go here and set up some graphite presses of our own. This is our setup. I suppose we can mine titanium now. So yeah, there's a large supply of titanium right here. So much, in fact, that once again I'm running out of copper building the freaking thing. So yeah, now we are creating titanium. Yeah, so this is a lot of titanium that we're going to be creating. And now let's finally head to ground zero. And find out how to, launch supplies, because we need to get... Actually, did I just build the pneumatic or the graphite press here? It just requires coal. Do I have coal? I don't think I have coal. Yeah, I don't have coal. Okay. Unlock research options for titanium. So that's nice. We just need to unlock titanium conveyors. Forget where it is, but probably over where that is. Uh, anyway, I'll figure that out off camera. I hope you all did enjoy that video or this episode of the Mindustry series. If you did, definitely hit that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel and you are interested in this content, or just subscribe. Once I reach 100 subscribers, I will record myself having my first ever sip of coffee. I have never drank coffee once in my life, and well, I turn 18 Wednesday, so please help me stay awake during the day and subscribe. I have never and will not drink coffee until I reach 100 subscribers, and it will be straight up black coffee, the kind that everybody says is like the worst, most bitter or whatnot. I have no idea how it will taste, but I will record myself having my first ever sip. Yeah. And if I reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2025 Eastern Standard Time, I will. I've never watched it, nor do I want to. But that whole toilet thing that's all around the internet, you guys know what I'm talking about. I will react to that stuff if I reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2025 Eastern Standard Time. Not a second later. Anyway, I should stop leaving you guys listening to me for 1,000 minutes. Bye!